What's up, pre-calc? So I gave you a problem at the end of the class. I gave you two, but I kind of decided just to use one of them. I'm calling it the inverse functions cooldown. It's here in your Google Classroom under the chapter 1 part right here. Click on it and open it. It will create a Google Doc specifically for you. When you open it, it should look like this. What you need to do is write the equation of the inverse function for the following function. Use the table to write descriptions of what the operations are being applied to. So you have this table. In this space right here, you can write what the operations are being applied to. You could use bullets to list them out, kind of like we did in class, like, well, what type of function is this? What are the operations that are happening? And what are those operations happening to? We kind of came up with an understanding of what would happen for the inverse function as well. So based on what you came up with here, decide what should be happening instead to the inverse function. And then here you will actually write the equation for the inverse function. You can type it out, or a nice way we can do this, we have two strategies. We can use our favorite thing, Equatio, if it's still working for you. Apparently it's not working for some people. Or you could go to Insert, Drawing, New, and you can write what you think that inverse function would be. You can do that by clicking here, going to Scribble, and you can actually write on the screen. So you can say what you think the inverse function would be equal to and write out the equation. You'll click Save and Close, and it will insert that picture right in that section for you. So you'll be able to write the inverse function. Lastly, you're going to use Desmos to verify that your inverse function makes sense by graphing the original function and the inverse function. So you can go to desmos.com, open the graphing calculator, and you can enter in those functions. So you could put f of x equals, the function was 3 times x minus 2, sorry, x plus 2, and it'll graph that original function. You can scale the axes if you have a touch screen by pinching on each axis itself and stretching it out. Or you could use the wrench to get a better view of it. Like a solid view might be like negative 20 to 20. And then same thing for the y, negative 20 to 20. We have a pretty good view here. From there, you should see what's happening to the inverse and recall what we did to determine what the graphs of inverse functions should look like. You will come over here and you will also insert that screenshot of what you had. So I could snip it using my snipping tool because I have a PC. So something like this. And I can paste my screenshot here. I can make it smaller if I want to. And then down here, I need to describe how I can tell that they're inverses from the graph. So whatever you graphed, how can you tell that they're inverses? And that's this cool down activity for you. It is due by Monday night at midnight. So you have the whole weekend to do this one problem. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody. Please let me know if you have any questions. See you next week.